Hey y'all, I'm so happy to be back. This is Joy with Joyful Living for another episode of our fitness series this month in March. I want to say, first of all, thank you to everyone who has subscribed and supported up to this point. It means the world to me. I didn't know what I didn't know what to expect when starting this. This YouTube channel in my dining room, essentially. That is my dining room office. But I'm grateful for all of you that have showed up and showed your support. And honestly, I really do want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from you what's working, what you're interested in hearing about, the things that you actually want more information on. That's why I'm doing these different topics, because I want to see what's actually really important to you. So I'm going to keep going. This week, we're talking about fitness. And we are talking specifically about how to make fitness fun. So last week we talked about habits and the importance of habits and building them. And today I want to talk about the importance of not only having habits, but doing things that you actually enjoy. Because let's be real, between you and I, if you aren't doing things that are fun, it's not going to last. And I'll talk to you about why. You're not going to stay consistent. You know, people don't fail because it's hard. They fail because they don't want to be miserable. You know, if there's an end goal and something I'm working towards, yeah, it can be a little uncomfortable and that's fine. But if all I see is just being uncomfortable and frustrated and annoyed all the time and hating my life, why would I do that? If that's all that fitness is to you, then of course you're not going to want to do that long term. So let's talk about it. I have my notes over here, so if you see me looking to the side, that's why. So what's the problem? The problem with your fitness habits, your fitness journey, your fitness consistency is that your people do what they think they should do. I think I should go to the gym X amount of days a week. I think I should work out in this way. I think I should eat rice and chicken and broccoli because that's what works and that's what I see other people doing. Well, the problem with that is it's not something that you enjoy. Forcing strict routines that you don't enjoy is how you start off really strong, go really hard, and then end up failing and end up losing everything, right? It's an endless cycle of start, stop, start, stop. I push really hard because I'm frustrated, and then I'm miserable, and I feel like I'm not getting results, and I'm not having any fun, so I take the foot off the gas a little bit. I slow down a little bit, and I start doing things I enjoy again. And then I get into a cycle of being miserable again because I'm out of shape and I don't feel healthy. Sound familiar? I've definitely done that. I've been there. Every restart feels miserable again. That's the hardest part of this whole thing. The trick is it's way harder to restart a stationary train. So if I were to push a train and it starts moving, but then I finally get a little bit momentum and have a little bit of a bump and then I stop again, getting it started is going to be so much harder, so much more difficult. Right? So how can you keep the train moving? That's the problem, is that you think it has to be one way, so you try to push it that one way. And, maybe this isn't your fitness journey, but hop along because I'm going to share more ways to make it fun. But this is what I see a lot of the time. It's the stop and start cycle. So how can you have that start, but then keep going? I want to give you a shift and a mindset shift to think about, a realization. Fitness, for me personally, it did not get fun until I started enjoying it. The first couple months, I had that fuel and that fire of being fed up. Fed up with where I was at, fed up with how I looked, fed up with the way that I felt. But that's not what kept me going. Over time, it didn't continue to be a challenge, right? It stopped being as hard as it was. And so whenever I started shifting things up, whenever I started doing things differently, I actually started enjoying it. One of the biggest things for me was that I was a part of an environment. And so the first couple of months, I was fueled by my anger. I was fueled by my dissatisfaction. But then I started building something. I started building friendships. I started building relationships and community. I started seeing the results. I started being around people who had that same mindset, and I was hungry for that. And then I had friends who were, asking me to go dance, and I had rec center things. Like there's different ways that you can build community, and there's different ways that you can integrate fun into your everyday. And so I want to talk about the importance of fun being in your fitness, because that's how it stays like long term. That's how you build longevity, right? Because I enjoy my workouts now. I have fun, but that's only because it was something that I had to build over time, and it's starting with things you enjoy. I started with things that I enjoyed, right? So examples of this, like I said, dance. I had a friend of mine who found a dance studio, and she started getting me involved. That was maybe middle of last year, maybe like almost a year ago now, that she, stumbled upon a dance studio that was really great, because I went to school for dance, right? So it's something I'm really passionate about. Started doing that. There's basketball at my rec center. I'd go once a week. I kind of fell into that. One thing too is like I run for some of my cardio, and so I was running 5Ks. Essentially it's 3 miles, 3.1 if you want to get specific, miles with my brother, and I'd always do that Monday or Thursday or both in the morning with my brother. Now I can do that at 5 a.m. I can do that for 30 minutes, and it's cool, and it's an all right workout. I do really enjoy running with my brother, but the fun of that came when I started signing up for 5Ks. Now, I don't know if you're like me and you like fun things and you like having a good time and you like being competitive and having a challenge. I started signing up for 5Ks. So yeah, it's like $40, $50 depending on when you sign up. You go, you run, you get a participation trophy, or like me, you run fast enough that you get first in your age group at one of them. That was pretty cool. Shout out to my brother for pushing me. But that was fun. That was fun for me because I got to do the run and the workout, but I also got to have the fun of wearing the shirt, running the race, getting a challenge with my brother, pushing myself, and then afterwards getting the participation, medal, and then getting all those fun like freebies and going around and, going around to the little after thing. It's just like, it made it fun. Yeah, I could just go out to the street right now and run a 5K. That's not as fun, right? Doing things like that feel like life and not punishment, right? That's how you integrate fitness into your daily life. So if you're not making it fun, you're going to be miserable. And you're not going to stay consistent. I believe discipline alone is not enough. You can have all the discipline in the world, but eventually if you are not doing things that fulfill you, and you're not enjoying what you do, and you're not finding, if you're not finding enjoyment and fulfillment in it, you're going to burn out eventually. You're not Superman. You know what I mean? So you'll start resenting fitness too. Once you do too much, you feel like you're never taking time for yourself. Oh, I always have to work out, and then the fitness is a chore, and the eating is a chore, and I hate to eat, and I hate eating this, and I was just like, duh, duh, duh. You hear the energy in my voice just like sucking, like it feels like I'm getting the life sucked out of me just talking about it. You'll start resenting your fitness journey and resenting what you feel like you need to do, instead of really locking in to what you can do with your fitness journey. It's not always the things that you hate, right? No one wants to be miserable forever just to look good. That's not a good payoff. So how can we start implementing fun fitness habits? So number one, I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but I want you to switch up your environment. Whether that's going to a yoga class or going to a dance fitness class or going and walking outside or finding a dance class. Like, for example, this just popped in my head, but there are salsa nights once a month, salsa and bachata nights, which I kind of want to go to one again soon. Yeah, soon. But it's fun because you get to go and you can bring a partner, you can go by yourself, and it's basically this night, there's one in Dallas, you can look them up, or Gloria's has salsa on Saturday nights in the evening. But you can go and just do that. You don't have to be good at it. Sometimes they have free classes beforehand to teach you how to do the dance. Like, that's not like going and throwing weights around in the gym for an hour and a half, but it's active. It gets you moving. It gets you doing fun things. So you're not just doing the things you feel like you need to. Make it social. Working out with people is a game changer. I've touched on this. I'll talk on this all day. We were never meant to do life alone. We're meant to do life in community. I don't have a day where I am not working out with somebody, whether it's my trainer and other people, or whether it's like just other people by themselves. Like, regardless, I'm always working out with somebody. My brother, my rec center friends, my partner, my training gym friends. You know, make it a group project, essentially, because I was doing burpee broad jumps this morning, dying, but my friend, you know, I did the same thing last week, but I did it by myself because it was a new program. And so my friend said she was going to start this week. So last week I did a couple workouts alone, and like I had friends around me, but they weren't doing the same thing. And so I was like over here like, oh my God, I'm dying, this and that and the other. I try not to complain, right? But I'm human, so you're going to get what you're going to get. But I was doing the same workout, but this week I had my girlfriend dying next to me. And so it was like, oh man, like I don't know if I can push it. She's like, go one more, jump one more, you know what I mean? And having people like that will cheer in your corner makes the workout more fun. And like for the girls, or even if you're the guys, like make it cute. Guys, you can make it cute if you want. Make it handsome, whatever. I don't know however you want to translate that. But make it cute. I have cute workout fits. You know, I feel good. And when I look good, I feel good. And when I feel good, I look good. You know what I mean? It's a trade-off. So find ways to bring fun energy and new energy and fresh energy into your fitness journey. Because if you're not doing that, if you're not making it fun, I promise you're going to run out of gas. Balance is one of the biggest things too. I want to talk about this. It's a really important point. You can be really good at your fitness, and that's great, but it's important to have balance. For example, still go out. Still enjoy food. Have a lifestyle. I'm not saying eat out every day or go to fast food in the middle of the night. I'm saying you have a special occasion or you're celebrating something or you've had a rough week. Go out to eat with your friends. Get something that's still like on the healthier side on the menu, or you can, pencil in a cheat day. I don't necessarily have a cheat day, but to each their own. It doesn't have to be one thing, right? So it's a lifestyle. Fitness shouldn't be a punishment. It shouldn't be like your fitness journey is a slave driver. That's not the point. The point is to build something that lasts. You don't have to cut out everything you love, because if you do, then you're going to start resenting fitness. So I just want to talk about a simple start for you. This one was a little bit quicker, but I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Making it fun is super important. So start small. I always say start small. I will say that until the day that I die. Start small. Find one person to work out with. Just anyone. Hey, I know you've been complaining about la da da da. Come work out with me today. Or come take a walk with me. Or come take this dance class with me. Or come do basketball at the gym with me. Or do one activity you enjoy this week. If you don't have any friends that really wanted to get that into that fitness, then start going to activities where you can be around people that exist that way. There's plenty of yoga classes. There's plenty of wellness classes. There's plenty of basketball and dance. And, those are the things I keep talking about because those are the things I do regularly. But it's anything, really. Take the pressure off. 2, stop being so locked in on one way to do something. Take the pressure off. If the pressure feels like too much, if you feel overwhelmed by your want to get fitness, and this is with anything, right? Lower the pressure. Lower the expectation. Instead of working out 5 days a week, you're like, I can't even do one. Start with one. Get consistent. If you're not having fun, switch it up. Go do something fun once a week. Anything. Do something different. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So, how are you supposed to create anything new in your life if you're not making that space for it? The hard part about habits is you can remove bad habits, but if you don't fill them in with good ones, then they're just going to come back again. And so when you aren't taking your fitness seriously, you lose out on the opportunity to really build something meaningful, not for anybody else, but for yourself, right? So I will say this. Build your consistency first. You cannot just go straight into intensity, and you cannot just go straight into, I'm going to lock in because bikini season is coming up and I have to look good, and so I'm going to just balls to the wall. I'm just going to go super hard to figure it out and push through. I'm sorry, but that sounds miserable. That sounds miserable, and it hardly ever works. So build consistency first. Start getting in a rhythm of doing these things and treating yourself. Even if the activity is like golf. If you love to golf, go golf, I don't know. But build the consistency first, and then the intensity will follow, right? It's true with my own life too. I built the consistency of doing fitness, started with 1 day a week. Then it went to 2. Then it went to 3. And now we're at 6, almost 7. So, you don't need to hate your fitness journey to see results. You don't need to suffer unreasonably. You don't need to change your entire life. You don't need to suck all the fun out of your fitness journey or out of your life to see any results. You just need to stay committed to things you actually enjoy. You need to stay committed to making it fun, to making it something that you can see yourself doing for the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years. I was talking to my grandmother the other day because she's one of the fittest women I know. I remember going and visiting her last year. Was it last year? Or it might have been 2024 at this point. I think it was 2024, August or May, whenever I first started training. Anyway, not important. But I remember going to visit her, and she's always active. And so we went to church on Sunday, and then afterwards she was like, okay, so are we walking 4, 5, or 6 miles? And I was like, mind you, this woman at the time was 77. I'm like, what? 4, because I didn't know that was I didn't know that was an option. She totally smoked me. Totally smoked me. That's because it's something she loves to do. She's had a standing date Tuesdays and Fridays to go work out at the gym and lift weights with a friend she's known since my brother was 1 year old. Well, she's probably known him longer. She's probably known her friend longer. But she's been having this standing workout date with her friend for 30 years. My brother is 33. And she started that when he was 1. So just think about that. That is the longevity of fitness habits. Doing things with people that you love, doing things that you love so that it becomes a part of you. I was kind of digging into the structure of this, and I wanted to write out some questions to answer. And one of the questions is like, what do you do when you feel like you fall off of your fitness? And I can't remember the last time I fell off my fitness. Was surrounded by environments where I was active, and then I lost those. I graduated college. I stopped doing color guard teaching. I was isolated. I got into the world of corporate, so started doing things, sitting at a desk all day, using my brain more than my body. And that's what led into that sedentary life, that led into the frustration. And it's things like that where you lose that spark. You have to find it again. And you have to take it seriously. This is your life. You only get one. So, in this journey that we have called life, it's important to make sure that you are taking advantage of all that you have and really making it a lifestyle. Because now, I don't fall off. And if I do, I get right back on. And you want to know why I really don't fall off? Because I love what I do. It's fun. I felt like I was getting complacent with my last trainer because I had learned everything I could with strength. So I decided to take a shift. It's like, okay, well, I'm not going to do strength anymore because I've already done it. I know everything. It's not a challenge anymore. The mountain that I thought I would never climb, I've reached the top. And I've looked around, I'm getting complacent. So I decided to switch it up because I didn't want to fall off because I love fitness. And I've been doing this new program. It's been almost 2 weeks now, and I'm having a blast. I'm sweating more than I have in my entire life. Well, that's probably dramatic, but I sweat a lot. I lose a bunch of calories. I'm getting my butt handed to me absolutely kicked. And I am having a great time because I love a challenge. And those are the types of things that you can unlock within yourself that you cannot find if you don't look for them in the first place. And so don't get so trapped in it needing to look a certain way. Don't get so trapped in your fitness journey needing to be so structured. Start small and start fun. And watch how those fun moments will create a spark in you that will lead you on that journey, that will take you further down than you could even realize. So that's what I have for you today. I really think it's important to make it fun. I don't think discipline is enough. And I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for all of you to choose yourself, to do things that are fun, to find fulfillment in that. And I am so grateful that we get to live joyfully and that we get to do it together. And part of that is fitness. Next week we have our last week for our fitness series, and then we're going to move on. I haven't decided what my next topic's going to be. I'm thinking between two. But stay tuned. I'm grateful for all of you guys. Let me try that again. I'm grateful for all of you guys. Every single one of you, whether you've watched a second of the video or every single minute that I've put out. I appreciate you being here, and I can't wait to see you next week.